In this video, I'm going to show you the top 10 investments every GTA Online player should make, even if you play solo. These are things that will either help you make more money throughout your playthrough or assist you in other important ways. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, consider subscribing, and let's dive in. The first and most basic investment you should make is in weaponry. I mean, how are you supposed to make money without guns? This is GTA Online after all. First off, here are some recommendations for those who are just starting out. The bullpup rifle, the Gusenberg sweeper, and especially the special carbine are all solid choices for me to long-range combat. They deal good damage and have decent accuracy. Make sure to add an extended clip for more bullets, a grip for better control, and maybe a suppressor on one of them. It can come in handy for stealthy missions. For close range, you can go with the bullpup shotgun or the heavy shotgun. And if you're looking for a sniper, the marksman rifle is a solid option early on. Now, if you're further along the game, I highly recommend switching from an ammunition to a weapon workshop. This allows you to upgrade your weapons to Mark II versions, which are significantly better. My top picks here are the Special Carbine Mark II and the Carbine Rifle Mark II. These are two of the most reliable rifles in the game. They offer great damage, excellent accuracy, and with the extended clip, they can hold up to 60 rounds, which is just fantastic. A lot of people also swear by the Combat MG Mark II. It's extremely powerful and holds an insane amount of ammo. You'll barely need to reload. For close combat, there's no competition. The assault shotgun is absolutely insane. It has a ridiculously fast fire rate, does massive damage, and with the extended clip, it holds 32 shells. You can spam it and shred through NPCs and players alike. It's my go-to for almost everything. That said, in some specific situations, I also carry the pumped shotgun Mark II with explosive rounds, great for blowing up unarmored vehicles nearby. And of course, I can't leave out the heavy sniper Mark II, hands down the best sniper in the game, especially for PvP. You'll also want a reliable weapon to use from inside a vehicle, like the micro SMG or machine pistol. Finally, don't forget your explosives. Homing launcher, RPGs, and grenade launcher are my go-tos when you're dealing with large number of vehicles in tight spaces. Next up, and what I consider to be the second most important thing in the game, is vehicles, especially armored vehicles. You'll need different armored and weaponized vehicles for different situations and missions. For missions, your main priority is having a vehicle with maximum bullet protection, and the one that stands out the most is the Armored Kuruma. For around 500 to 700k, it makes you basically immune to gunfire. And while there are a few specific angles where bullets can still get through, it's super rare. This car is perfect for contact missions where you're going to be taking a lot of fire from NPCs. On the other hand, you might also want a vehicle that offers explosive protection, and that's where the Duco Death comes in. It's completely free and gives you decent bullet resistance with solid protection against explosions. If you're cruising around public lobbies and want to stay safe, it might be worth going for something even more heavily armored, like the Night Shark or the Insurgent Pickup Custom. These can withstand up to 27 homing missiles, which is incredible for staying alive in chaotic lobbies. Another great option is investing in IMANI tech vehicles. These cars usually offer much better performance and equivalent or even superior protection. Even though some of them can only take 12 homing missiles due to armor plating, the missile lock on jammer means no one can lock onto you with homing rockets, making you much harder to take down. And get this, cars like the Ocelot Virtue and the Abe Omni ZGT actually offer better protection against sticky bombs than, for example, the Night Shark, which is honestly insane. There are still two more vehicles I haven't mentioned here because they're so powerful and game-changing that they deserve their own spots on the list. Now that we've covered some of the more general stuff, let's get into the more specific investments. Starting with the number 8, the Master Control Terminal. The Master Control Terminal basically lets you access the majority of your businesses from a single computer. This includes your nightclub, bunker, MC businesses, vehicle and special cargo warehouses, and even the hangar. You can buy it either in your arcade or your terabyte. It costs $1.7 million on both the arcade and the terabyte, but you'll need to already own the terabyte and the garment factory, so in total it ends up being more expensive in the terabyte. Something to keep in mind is that if you already own it in the arcade, the price of adding it to the terabyte dropped to 500k. Now, generally speaking, it's better to have it in your terabyte since you can call it in from anywhere. But as a solo player, I'll be honest, I've never really used mine inside the terabyte. I use the one in my arcade every single day. Why? Because I simply set my spawn location to the arcade and then switch sessions. It's fast, it's close to everything, and super efficient. Of course, if your arcade is way up in Palito Bay for some weird reason, then this method won't be nearly as effective. You'll be too far from your businesses. But for me, I just switch sessions, instantly access the Master Control Terminal to resupply my bunker, switch nightclub DJs, and once I head outside, I'm already close to my special cargo warehouses, I can pay my technicians and swing by the nightclub safe to collect my daily cash. This is literally my 5-minute routine every time I log in, and that's why this is such a great investment. Of course, if you usually play with friends, you probably don't want to be consistently switching sessions and leaving them behind. In that case, the terabyte version of the MCT is definitely the better choice for you. In the top 7, I decided to put the special cargo warehouses. To buy these, you need a CEO office, and once you're inside your PC, you can purchase warehouses. The goal is to have 5 large warehouses, and preferably all lined up like mine. This is because besides being able to make money actively, you can also make it semi-passively, where you go through all your warehouses and in each one pay $7,500 to the technician, who comes back in 48 minutes with between 1 and 3 crates. And that's why it's much better to have all your warehouses lined up, so you can do this sourcing process quickly. In the long run, the special cargo warehouses will generate completely absurd amounts of money, and if you wait for a double money week, you can make up to $33 million in a single day by selling all your warehouses in a public lobby with 20 plus players. In the top 6, we have the very controversial Oppressor Mark II. Available on WARTSTOCK for $8 million or $6 million with the trade price, the Oppressor Mark II is without a doubt one of the best vehicles for grinding in the game across many missions. Its top speed is just okay, but it's extremely agile, easy to control, fits into tight spaces for different types of missions, and can also be equipped with homing missiles, giving this bike massive offensive power. Additionally, you can equip countermeasures, though you probably shouldn't because obviously you're not going to use it for PvP. Overall, as hated as it might be, this little thing helps you make millions every single day in GTA Online. In 5th place on my list is the Agency. I understand that for many people this might deserve a higher spot, but I still think this is a fair position considering the upcoming investments. The Agency does offer the second best money method in the game, which is the Dr. Dre contract, but even so, very few people rely on it as their main money making method, including myself. That's why it wasn't that essential in my own playthrough, though it might be in yours. However, the Agency doesn't offer just that. It also gives you access to smaller missions, the security contracts and payphone hits, which are fun and worth doing. And with the security contracts, you can boost your safe income up to $20,000 per in-game day, which is great considering you don't need to do anything else to keep collecting it constantly. On top of that, the Agency is also one of the best spawn points in the game, mainly because you can stock up on snacks, and if you've installed the armory, you can also buy armor directly, so you're instantly ready for any mission. Besides armor, of course, you can buy and customize weapons, even upgrade them to their Mark II variants, and personalize them with tints and liveries. With the vehicle workshop, you can also customize the vehicle stored in your Agency garage, a garage that holds 20 vehicles, and equip them with the IMANI tech upgrades mentioned earlier in this video. Overall, in my opinion, the Agency is the best property in the game, but it ends up being overshadowed by other money methods. For you, maybe you'll love the Dr. Dre contract and it might become your main source of income, so you'd rank it higher, but for me, the most valuable part of the Agency is its features and the safe, to be honest. In 4th place of my list of the best investments every GTA Online player should make, we have the Asset Lab. The Asset Lab is one of the simplest and most efficient businesses in the game. First of all, if you complete the first and last those missions, you'll get it practically for free, since those missions alone cover the 750k required to convert the Briquette 6x6 into an Asset Lab. After that, it works like most semi-passive businesses in the game, such as the bunker and MC businesses. Its sell missions are 100% solo friendly, always done using the delivery bike, and always very quick to complete. By doing 10 fully gun jobs for Dax, you unlock the equipment upgrade, which increases both the value of the product and the production speed, allowing the stock bar to fill in about 4 hours. But if you use the manufacturing table available inside the Asset Lab and usable once per day, that time drops to just 3 hours. To boost the value of your stock by 5%, you should also rename the asset via the interaction menu inside the lab. So basically you can make up to 527k in just 3 hours with almost no work if you sell in a public lobby with 20 plus players. Another great thing is that you don't need to go to the Asset Lab to resupply. You can just call MUT, which is always super convenient. In 3rd place, we have the Powerful Nightclub. This one is extremely expensive to set up, costing a total of around $10 to $11 million to fully get it going. That's because you need to buy the business itself, purchase storage floors, upgrades, technicians, and all the external businesses if you want to make the most out of it. Plus, sell vehicles, so yeah, it's really a lot. It's honestly the biggest investment you can make in the game. You'll be spending millions on top of millions, asking yourself if it's actually worth it. And my answer to that is, if you're planning to play just for 1 or 2 weeks more, then no, it's not worth it. But if you're planning to keep playing long term, absolutely. The regular nightclub safe already generates 50k if you keep your popularity up every 48 minutes, and once you set up the warehouse it will run completely on its own. All you have to do is sell the stock from time to time, which is amazing. You don't need to resupply nothing or manage any production, it just runs in the background and makes you passive money. And in second place on the list we have the Sparrow. It's often compared to the Oppressor Mark II, but I have to say in terms of investment, the Sparrow has made me way more money than the Oppressor ever did. That's because it's perfect for running the best money method in the game, the Cayo Perico heist. Cayo has always been my main money method, and 80% of the money I have in the game came from it, and the Sparrow made that process much faster. It's stored inside the Kosatka submarine and you can enter and exit it directly inside the Sparrow, no need for landing or anything like that. On top of that, it's also the fastest helicopter in the game, reaching speeds of 169 miles per hour. When it gets destroyed, it automatically respawns back at the Kosatka with no cooldown and no more mutual fee. Besides being amazing for the Cayo Perico heist, it's also great for many other missions thanks to its speed. And you can request it through the interaction menu, where it spawns instantly and very close to you, something that most vehicles in the game simply can't do. So it really has a lot of utility, not just for Cayo. Even if you're not a fan of doing the heist, the Sparrow is still a solid investment. And of course, number one had to be the Kosatka. As I said before, it made me millions and millions throughout my playthrough of the game. The Cayo Perico heist is simple, quick to do, around 45 minutes with experience, and it always pays between $1 and $1.5 million per run, if you know what you're doing. When you do it solo, there's a cooldown of 3 in-game days, which is a bit long, but it's still great, because if you're planning to play for several hours, you just start with the Cayo Perico heist, then switch to other money methods while waiting for the cooldown to end. Or if you don't play for long periods, you can do what I usually do when I have time. I log in, make a quick million with the heist, and log off. 45 minutes a day earns me at least $1 million, which is just amazing. And those were my personal picks for the 10 best investments every GT Online player should make. If you disagree with any pick or placement, feel free to comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.